So I think the one thing that we can be quite certain of is that any predictions we make today for what the future will be like in 50 years will be wrong.
Welcome back, guys. So today we are talking about how the world will be in 2050. It's currently 2021 and we're already seeing so much improvement and developments in almost every field possible. The world holds more ideas and much more interesting things for us. So without any further delay, let's get started quickly. The response you showed in part 1 was extremely overwhelming, so we are back with part 2. In case you are new to our channel and haven't watched part 1, check out the link in the description. Now let us get into the video. Child mortality rates. During the 20th century, the most known decline in mortality included passing of youngsters under 5 years of age, as indicated by the evaluation on human well-being from the Copenhagen Consensus on Human Challenge. In any case, the speed of decrease has been fast and low, and central-pay nations particularly since 1950, that report said. Somewhere in the range of 1990 and 2012, the quantity of under 5 youngsters passing went from 90 passings for every 1,000 live births to 48 passings for every 1,000 live births, as indicated by a 2013 report from UNICEF. The Copenhagen report discovered these patterns are probably going to proceed, with the rate dropping from 31 for every 1,000 live births in 2050 and surprisingly more sensational decrease in districts like Africa. The variables behind this decay incorporate counteractions of mother-to-youngster transmission of HIV, vaccination against illness, bug spray offered nets control infections like jungle fever, and micronutrients for kids to forestall perilous insufficiencies. Vaccines and cures. While we can't understand what will undermine our bodies later on, fixes and immunizations for flow sicknesses and diseases will definitely improve by 2050. Specialists are certain that within 20 years, they can plan an immunization to stop the spread of HIV, which right now slaughters somewhere in the range of 1.5 million to 2 million individuals each year. That is indicated by Martin Wieselka, specialist in irresistible infections at the University Hospitals of Leicester NHS Trust, and detailed in the Daily Mirror. Undoubtedly, we've experienced difficulties concocting a conventional immunization to forestall HIV before. In any case, researchers are taking huge steps in seeing how our safe framework communicates with the infections. While treatments as of now exist for intestinal sicknesses, which slaughters 1 million individuals every year, numerous associations are attempting to kill the illness altogether. Some stay confident for an antibody, while others go to the source by hereditarily designing mosquitoes, conveying the parasites to fall to pieces. A superior comprehension of the cycle behind Alzheimer's carries us constantly near to a fix. A US antibody as of now exists for meningitis, which different nations will before long embrace. With respect to disease, we're gaining ground in treating a few kinds. A rheumatoid joint inflammation drug has of late relieved a small kid's leukemia. An adjusted measles antibody put another lady's disease into reduction. Nanoparticles could even assault malignancy underdeveloped cells, which causes tumors to shape. Others are attempting to show the body to assault malignant growth straightforwardly, while preparing the safe framework with disease immunizations. Humans could live forever as computerized brains. In the coming many years, a few researchers desired to transfer the substance of human cerebrums into PCs, permitting individuals to live perpetually inside a mechanical body or even as a multidimensional image. Neuroscientist Randall Cohn and Russian monetary benefactor Dmitry Itskov are attempting to move human cognizance and mind capabilities to fake a body by 2045 by planning the cerebrum, diminishing its actions to calculations, and repeating those calculations in code, as indicated by popular science. Cohn said his work isn't just about accomplishing eternality. It's tied in with enabling individuals to end up in a good place and do things that are unthinkable in our own bodies, such as venturing out near the sun. Regardless of whether we don't meet that objective by 2050, individuals alive today may in any case have their minds transferred later on. That is on the grounds that different researchers are chipping away and saving human minds and every one of their substances inconclusively through drenching in synthetic arrangements. In the event that we could place the cerebrum into a state wherein it doesn't rot, at that point the subsequent advance should be possible 100 years after the fact, and everybody could encounter mind transferring directly. Researcher Kenneth Hayworth of the Brain Preservation Foundation revealed to Popular Science. Hayworth accepts researchers may find out how to save a mouse mind by 2015. There will be no poorer countries. By 2035, there will be no more helpless nations. Bill Gates composed recently, by 2050 the advancements of nations all throughout the planet will be that much further along. Effectively, 700 million less individuals live in outrageous neediness in 2010 than they did in 1990, and the pace of progress has likewise gradually expanded since the turn of the century. Outrageous neediness was characterized as $1 a day in 1990, yet was reclassified as $1.25 per day in 2008. Today, the World Bank has defined another objective, bringing down the quantity of individuals living in outrageous destitution to close to 3% of the populace by 2030. Dorr says expanded and familiar guides will assume a vital part in destroying destitution on a worldwide scale. Jeffrey D. Sachs, exceptional counselor to the United Nations Secretary-General, calls for a new sort of blended free enterprise to dispose of neediness, joining infectious prevention, government funding training, and the advancements of new science and innovation with private market influences. He focuses on parts of Africa, where the presentation of cell phone, joined with a better intestinal sickness control, have cut the provincial neediness. In the event that the slacking nations can keep an economical higher development way, the worldwide neediness proportion will tumble from about 21% in 2005 to under 2.5% in 2050, and the quantity of individuals living in outright destitution will decrease by another billion, as per the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organizations. Undoubtedly, the future holds dangers for ruined individuals on the planet. Worldwide environmental changes is as of now undermining the homes and vocations of individuals, like in places like Panama and a once enthusiastic fishing local area in England. The reality of the situation will become obvious eventually whether the process with the center around destroying destitution will exceed the inconvenient effect of environmental change. Ability to rely on almost exclusively on renewable clean energy. On the off chance that the world puts enough in clean energy, we will actually want to depend for the most part on sustainable power by 2050, cutting energy area ozone depleting substance outflows by 80%. As indicated by World Wildlife Fund (WWF) report, it is actually probable to supply everyone in the world in 2050 with the energy they need, with 95% of this energy coming from inexhaustible sources, the report said. The report stresses, notwithstanding that this may be conceivable on the off chance that we adequately submit ourselves currently to run after that objective. The accomplishment of that objective doesn't request extreme changes to the way we live, as indicated by the WWF report. The progressions include advances effectively accessible, will not cost over 2% of worldwide GDP, and consider expansions in populace and travel. Sun-based energy, presently including just 0.02% of the world's energy supply, could give half of the world's power, half of building warming, and 15% of mechanical warmth and fuel in 2050, as indicated by the report, which depends on discoveries from Ecofis. Wind energy, which at present supplies just 2% of the world's power, could give 25% of the world's power by 2050, albeit that requires an extra million coastal and 100,000 seaward-facing turbines. They will have low natural contact with appropriate arranging, for example, improvement of turbine that buoy on water. Other critical wellsprings of sustainable power will incorporate sea power that tackles energy from waves and tides, biomass, which incorporates plant materials and creature squander, geothermal energy obtained from Earth's outside, and hydropower. Interest in these advances urgent. Consolidating power from these sources will be significant in making our future spotless energy. Gender equal will help make progress to the global economy and society. In 1900, lower pay for ladies and their avoidance from the work area prompted misfortunes approaching 17% of worldwide GDP, as indicated by a report by Copenhagen Consensus on Human Challenges, that is on the grounds that ladies' maximum capacity for efficiency was rarely figured out. Be that as it may, in 2050 those misfortunes are anticipated to tumble to only 4% of the world's GDP. Rising wages and rising female investment in the workforce rise connected at the hip, suggesting that that there are gains to the general public from ladies' development into the paid work area at these occasions, the investigation's creator, Joyce Jacobson, said in the report. The rising interest of ladies in the labor force will keep on changing elements at home. In 2050, people in a large part of the created world will do an equivalent portion of childcare and housework, as indicated by an Oxford University investigation of 16 European and North American nations, notwithstanding Australia and Israel. Much less warfare worldwide. From 2009 to 2050, the quantity of nations associated with inner-outfitted contentions will diminish by over half, as indicated by a report from International Studies Quarterly. The forecast applies to inside-equipped struggles, setting governments in opposition to coordinate resistance gatherings, which are deadlier and longer enduring than different contentions. The reporter's co-creator, University of Oslo political science professor Halvor Heger read a clock. The examination anticipated that in 2050, 7% of nations will be entangled inside outfitted struggles, down from 15% in 2009. Heger's expectation depends on a factual mode that considers variables like schooling, newborn child mortality, past clashes, oil identities, and youth populace. In another report, Heger considered the effect of environmental change on future conflicts. He articulated that its unfriendly influences are still probably not going to be sufficiently solid to significantly change the extended worldwide patterns in struggle. Purposes behind the decay of viciousness incorporate more training and the significant expenses of war. It has gotten too costly to even think about slaughtering people, Heger told Apollon. Present-day culture is reliant upon monetary turn of events. It is too costly to even think about utilizing brutality to annihilate this organization. Fighting related to the Arab Spring has driven Heger to raise his forecast of the level of nations expected to be associated with interior-equipped clashes in 2050 from 5% to 7% as per Apollon. India, Nigeria, Sudan, Ethiopia, and Tanzania will be at the most serious danger of outfitted struggle in 2050. Matt Ridley, creator of The Rational Optimist, How Prosperity Evolves, additionally accepts that there will be future decrease in war, as he told the World Future Society. I think it is improbable that the conflict will end. Human instinct will see to that. It's actually in any case that the 2000s were the decade where most minimal number of wars passes since 1945, as indicated by Steven Pinker. I do anticipate the decrease of savagery and battle to proceed. War will be uncommon, however not missing. So that was all for today's video, guys. Hope you liked it. Let us know your thoughts about how the world will be in 2050 in the comment section.